Hi, I'm Anna Roberts at Nasebas Human Capital Forum, the 11th that they've held so far, and have managed to grab a few moments with Lucy DABO from Edelman DABO Experiential. A co-founder, Lucy founded DABO and Co some, how many years ago now?
2004.
2004, so a long time ago, but you've had an incredible journey that you've been on with the company and with your sister. Can you take me through some of the key strengths that you've managed to recognise and harness in your journey so far that's really led you to this point?
To be totally frank, the strength was in me and my sister doing it together. The two parts together are much more powerful than any one individually. So the strength of having someone you trust, you've just been talking about being entrepreneurial. The foundations are so important to work with someone who you trust implicitly, that you balance. So one of you, Camilla and I, have completely different skill sets. She is extremely calm, measured, analytical, whereas I'm a lot more assertive, impulsive, very passionate, and much more sort of outgoing in that regard. So offsetting one another has been the key to the success from the beginning. The other part is making sure that you're starting on a journey with someone with the same goal. A lot of businesses fail very quickly because the partners aren't aligned about direction. We talk about culture and values. If you don't feel the same or you don't have the same integrity, you can clash pretty often. Being family, you have implicit trust, but you come from exactly the same place. You treat people in the same way. You treat people how you'd like to be treated yourself. And those challenges have never come up because we have the exact same position on how to treat people, how to treat a client, how to react to situations, and what's the right thing to do and what's the wrong thing to do. And that's essentially in business is what culture is, but for us, because we were sisters and related, it was intrinsic to us. So we had to figure out how to create that into real tangible words to then share with the wider team as we went along.
And that wider team is something that is very unique perhaps for here in Dubai. Can you take me through the structure and the makeup of some of your team?
Yeah, so you mentioned the name. So I'm managing director of Edelman DABO Experiential, but that's part of Edelman DABO. So the experiential part of the business is my passion point and what my expertise is. And Edelman DABO is a communications marketing business, which has experiential, digital and PR at its core. So the team's key. We don't have a product. Sadly, we don't sell in shops or anything like that. We're not a retail business, it's a people business. And our job is to be experts in what we do and keep recruiting an amazing talent pool that can help us counsel our clients to make the right decisions about how they represent their brand in the media, online, or in an experiential capacity. So without people, we don't really have very much.
Fascinating. Now, a lot of females here in Dubai are leaving sort of full-time employment, getting into entrepreneurship themselves. I know that you mentioned when you're on stage that mentorship is something that you have welcomed or you've embraced wholeheartedly yourself and also members of your team as well. What would be your advice perhaps for those who are on the other side of the journey and just starting out? Any key points, or if you could cast your mind back and tell yourself that 10 years ago what you would have done. So
I think that's one of the big gaps, and it's great to know that the market has evolved so much, because we set up 12 years ago, nearly 13 years ago now, and there was so little available to support, and if there was, it was so well hidden you didn't know where to find it. So much of it's a daunting experience to go out on your own, and you have to believe in yourself, but there's so many answers you won't know. And actually finding people who can share that knowledge, because you might be expertise in your field, but you're not necessarily an administrator, a financial consultant, an HR manager, which are all the things you need to be if you're going to set up a business, and certainly in an entrepreneurial point of view when it's small. Interestingly, since we've been acquired by Edelman, one of the real attractions to them was the level of mentoring programs they have, and they actually have an initiative called GWEN, which is the Global Women's Executive Network.
That's incredible. Okay.
It's really awesome, and actually Richard Edelman, who's the CEO of the business globally, he has 3 daughters and completely believes that he wants to see them run the business. And he also recognises that within our industry in marketing communications, a large majority of the workforce are women, and they'll commit so much to the business, but then when they go on to have children or a family life, or later in their life, they may feel that they have to leave the business rather than be able to find a flexible environment. So his ambition was to change his executive committee from 33% female to increase that number. So he launched the GWEN initiative, said the Global Women's Executive Network, and that has actually seen an increase in that executive committee to 44% are now women. And the actual network amongst the 7,000 employees is all connected to mentoring. It's a really exciting platform that we've just started rolling out locally, and it's all about grouping women together. And they don't all have to be women, and this is, I think, is a really important point. To be part of a mentoring program for women doesn't mean everyone has to be women. We really encourage mentors to be part of that group, because diversity is the key to everything, and what mentoring should be about is really interesting experience and partaking, of different knowledge and also support. Everyone needs support to kind of face new challenges in their career or move into new avenues. So it's been a really exciting thing to be part of.